We can't have a family if we get divorced.
Right.
Can't have a family without sex, Your Honor. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true.
Well, is that to say, Mr. Sanchez, that you're not getting any sex?
That's absolutely to say that. Absolutely.
Megan sang a love song when she met Carlos in a karaoke bar 7 years ago. And despite a 15-year age difference, they were in perfect harmony. But after 5 years of marriage, Megan says their marriage has gone flat and she is finished.
I go to work all day, and then, I come home from work. He's still in bed where he was when I left him. The house is a mess. And you want me to come home and be all loving up to you. That's not a turn on.
I am romantic with her. I try, but she comes to bed in sweatpants, a sports bra. I mean, she has lost her
Romantic
sexuality.
is fine, but love does not pay the bills.
Megan says this marriage is off-key and there is no way she and Carlos can get back in tune.
Well, it's not looking good.
Today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Megan Sanchez and Carlos Sanchez. Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez, the two of you have been married 5 years. You have no children together. Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez, you don't want to be married anymore. Mrs. Sanchez, you brought your husband here seeking compensation for some things. You also have a countersuit against Mrs. Sanchez, and we're going to talk about that momentarily. But before we do, I'm going to start with you, Mrs. Sanchez. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here in divorce court today?
Okay, well, Judge, first of all, we're here because I want to get a divorce. I feel that my husband got me to marry him under false pretenses. Before we got married, he had had a vasectomy from his previous marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And we had discussed before we got married that it would be reversed so that we could have a child together. But every time that I bring up that I want to have a baby and, all that, he gives me excuse after excuse as to why we're not ready. Whether it's, well, we really can't afford it right now,
Mm-hmm.
which wouldn't be an issue if he had a job. But he doesn't, and he hasn't the whole time we've been together.
Are you working?
Yes, ma'am. I work 2 jobs.
You work 2 jobs?
Yes, ma'am.
You got no job.
That is not true, Your Honor.
You have a job.
Yes, I have a business.
Is it making any money?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Rarely.
Mrs. Sanchez, he keeps giving you excuses about the vasectomy.
Yes.
Reversal.
Yes, and he'll tell me I'm not mature enough yet for us to have a baby.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Mr. Sanchez, did you tell her you were going to reverse your vasectomy and have kids with her and now you're reneging on your deal?
Absolutely. I told her that I would love to have a family, whether it has to do with me having my vasectomy reversed or adopting or any other way that we can. I know that, that there's lots of options.
Right.
However, we can't have a family if we get divorced.
Right.
Can't have a family without sex, Your Honor. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. You cannot make a baby without having sex.
Well, is that to say, Mr. Sanchez, that you're not getting any sex?
That's absolutely to say that. Absolutely. Our sex, I married a young, beautiful, sexy woman. And it was wild, hot, steamy, and crazy when we first were together. I mean, it was like, our love life was like a song by Prince. I mean, it was Erotic City, but now it's more like Meatloaf, you know what I mean? I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. It's
That's
true.
funny, Mrs. Sanchez. Mrs. Sanchez, he says you're coming up a little light on the lovin'. What's going on with that?
I go to work all day, and then, I come home from work. He's still in bed where he was when I left him. The house is a mess. And you want me to come home and be all loving up to you. That's not a turn on.
I am romantic with her. I try, but she comes to bed in sweatpants, a sports bra. I mean, she has lost her sexuality.
Romantic is fine, but love does not pay the bills.
Love does not pay the bills, but love is going to keep a marriage together no matter what.
Mr. Sanchez, may I interrupt here, please?
Of course, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, do you think she's worried about the money?
Absolutely. I know that she is concerned with the money, which is why I told her in the beginning, honey, let's wait 5 to 10 years to make sure that we're ready. For one, make sure that our relationship
Did you really
5 to
say
10?
5 to 10 years in the beginning?
absolutely
I don't
told her
know if
5
I
to 10
believe
years.
that. Did he say 5
He
to 10
did say
years?
I did, Your Honor.
But, I didn't think about it
Well,
being
She didn't
closer to the
believe me.
10-year rate. He's going to be
because you're just getting into
celebrated
the
our
window.
5-year anniversary. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary.
And you got plenty of time.
She
You
says
got
her
plenty of
biological
time.
clock is ticking, Your Honor. Her
Never
clock don't
said
even have
that.
batteries yet.
Stop.
It's a,
That's all he does is play games and clown around.
Mrs. Sanchez, I don't want you to think I'm not taking this seriously because I find him funny. And I bet you used to
Everybody
find him
does.
funny too. And I know he's not funny to you right now, so I'm gonna quit laughing. What, other than the vasectomy thing, other than the baby thing, what is your primary complaint with Mr. Sanchez?
Well, he doesn't talk to me like we're equals at all.
Explain that.
Everything is lecturing. Everything is a lesson for him. Prime example, the other day I come in and the laundry, had the laundry basket, I slipped on the area rug. And instead of, oh my gosh, are you okay? It was, well, you need to be more careful. You know the rug's there.
that is not how I said it. She exaggerates every time.
Well, what did you say?
I said, honey, are you okay? You need to be careful. Because she's a klutz, Your Honor. She's a klutz. She's not careful, Your Honor.
When divorce court continues, is the 15-year age difference the reason this marriage is failing?
Do you see a problem in your age difference?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Name some of them for me. What do you think is problematic about it? Is the ink on your marriage license barely dry, but you're already ready to call it quits? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Magen Sanchez, who is divorcing her husband of 5 years because she says he has reneged on his promise to have a child with her. But is she even trying to make this marriage work?
She would rather go out with her single friends and build that relationship than work on the relationship with her family.
Give me some other examples of how he lectures you as opposed to talk to you.
He constantly, tells me about, he'll ask me, what's going on? What's wrong? You seem down. And I start to tell him, I feel like you don't help out financially and I really need your help and I'm always stressed out. And he's like, well, if you would, help out around the house, I don't ever see you doing any cleaning. Well, because I work. I come over work, I'm tired.
She doesn't work that much. She is home 3 days a week. She works from 9 to 4, and I totally respect that. I want her
Who brings in more money, you or her?
on a regular basis.
On a
every
regular
week.
basis.
She does. When I work, I make well over what she does, and she even works with
Well,
me,
when
and
do
I
you-
pay her
well,
more.
when do
I
you-
pay her more than she makes in
Mr.
a week
Sanchez, when do you work?
on a monthly basis. But when I do, I'm making
Rarely.
the same amount in a.
Every other month.
I may
or
make the
couple
same
months.
amount in a night or in a weekend that she makes in a week or in 2 weeks, Your Honor.
She's the primary breadwinner.
But I
That's
know
what
that she can do
is.
better, Your Honor.
And I know that you
she
can
could
do
be a
better,
nurse.
and you
She's
don't.
25 years old.
And you're 40. You should have your together.
Hey, I look good for
Well,
40.
now we can't say that in here. Oh, but she's mad now. She's angry now.
Hey, I look good for 40. I stay sexy
Looks don't
for
pay
her.
the bills
Hey.
You see how immature she is?
You have lost the maturity argument. Hands down. You talk, you blab, you interrupt me. That's not mature.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Do you see a problem in your age difference? Do you see some of the conflict occurring because you are 15 years older than she?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And name some of them for me. What do you think is problematic about it?
I think one of the issues is now that I'm getting older, that she doesn't have that sexy young boyfriend, husband that she had in the beginning. I tell you, when we were together, things were sexy and hot. I mean, we used to go out at night, we used to stay at the bars, and we used to sing karaoke all the time. But I feel like she would rather go out with her single friends and build that relationship. then
they don't
work
aggravate
on the
me.
relationship with her family.
Hang on, Mrs. Sanchez, why don't you respond to that? Is that true? You prefer to be out with your friends than home with him?
Yes, because when we do go out, he complains the whole time about, this isn't my scene. He doesn't drink. He doesn't want to go dancing or anything like that. He just wants to sit there and talk. Well, we can stay home and do that.
What attracted you to him in the first place? What was
That he
different?
was so fun and outgoing, and that, you know, that he could be the sober person at the party and still be the life of the party.
Right.
But he's not anymore. He goes and he mopes and he gets all sad and like, I don't know, I feel out of place here, which is the same thing that he does whatever.
Do you hang with people your age or people his age or
It's
all?
mixed.
Her age.
It's
Her age.
mixed.
It is mixed.
Her age.
It
Because
is
that's
mixed.
tough. I gotta say, me at 25 wouldn't be interested in me at 40, and me at 40 wouldn't be interested in me at 25. You know what I mean? Two different women. So I mean that's a problem in and of itself that is not necessarily a function of fault on either one of your parts. It's just a function of the age difference.
When divorce court continues, is Carlos the good husband he claims to be?
3 years ago, I had a stroke. I was stressed out and overweight, and I decided that I needed to get healthy, especially if I ever want to have a child of my own. At first, he was like, well, I don't know why you're doing this. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. You're just going to start it and quit it.
Why wouldn't you support something like that? Do you think Carlos really wants to have a baby? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at divorcecourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Carlos Sanchez, who believes the 15-year age difference is contributing to the demise of his marriage. But is it actually his lack of support that is tearing this marriage apart?
The final straw was actually, 3 years ago, I had a stroke. I was stressed out and overweight, and I decided that I needed to get healthy, especially if I ever want to have a child of my own. And when I started to get, into the health and the fitness and get a gym membership, at first he was like, well, I don't know why you're doing this. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. You're just going to start it and quit it. And then when he saw that I was really enjoying it, I lost 20 pounds since May. I've lost 20 pounds
Good
of
for
3
you.
sizes. And when he saw that I was really into it and I was enjoying it, then it became, well, you're leaving me out of this. And so, because I felt bad that he felt I was leaving him out when I tried to include him in the beginning, but he put it down, I added him to my gym membership. The first time we go to the gym, I'm there trying to work out, I'm ready to get it, to sweat off some fat. And he's there, I don't know what to do. I feel out of place. This is a waste of money. I don't know. And like bringing my mojo down. Like, how am I going to get working out?
Are you killing her gym membership mojo?
I will say, Your Honor, that yes,
Aren't you
I believe
proud
that.
of her, though? I mean, she had
I
a
am
significant
very proud of her. She's beautiful and she
event.
looks fantastic.
But she had a significant health event, though, and she is making her body better so she can live longer and healthier. Why wouldn't you support something like that?
I do support it. I love that she does it. I get up every morning and I make her shakes for her. I will go when she's at work, I need my lunch, honey, and I will get her a salad. I try to support her in every way I can. But what she is not saying is that, she'd rather spend her money on a diet. She'd rather spend her money on a health spa, but she will not put that money aside
She's trying to spend her money
for our
on
family.
not dying. I mean, she
That
had a
is for our
stroke
family.
already because of her physical
And I understand
condition.
that, but she is a healthy, strong, beautiful young woman.
She's beautiful, she's strong, but I don't know if she's healthy because she already had a stroke. She's trying to get healthy by gym membership and food and diet. It's not a vanity thing, it's a survival thing.
No, and I understand that, and I support that. But the reason we're here is because, she doesn't want to be married to me anymore, but wants to have a family. I don't understand that.
I don't want to have a family with you. That's why I don't want to be married to you anymore, because I
maybe
wanted
there
to
was
have
just
a family.
a misunderstanding.
I did
She's
want to
just
have
done.
a family with you.
When divorce court continues, is Carlos barking up the wrong tree when he asks for custody of one of their dogs?
Mr. Sanchez, you have countersued Mrs. Sanchez because you want one of the babies.
These are our babies. This is our family.
Do you think Carlos really wants to have a baby? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
Divorce court returns with the case of Magen and Carlos Sanchez, who are divorcing after 5 years of marriage.
We have small dogs, our babies, our pride and joy, okay? If a mess is, that is,
there we go.
yes, that's Daisy,
All righty.
the late Daisy.
You brought a picture of a dog that is dead?
And that's Roxy, our firstborn. And that's baby Nugget. And that's Parker. And speaking of Parker, I love him, but you've never been blocked until you've been blocked by your own dog. I'm telling you, he sleeps in our bed with all the other dogs, but anytime I try to get frisky, yeah, she's smiling over there because she knows anytime I try to get frisky, she'd rather be in the bed with Parker than with me, Your Honor, and that's absolutely true.
Well, how can you not?
That is illegal in most states.
I'm sorry. That was just cold.
That is-
Oh, my.
That is illegal.
Oh, my. I felt the chill all the way over here. Ms. Sanchez, tell me what you want from me. You say you want $1,651.50. Why? Tell me why you believe you deserve that amount of money.
Well, that's for the vet bills, as you saw. Daisy, she was attacked by another dog and she passed away. And, you know,
And did she incur some in vet bills before she passed
yes,
away?
those are also the vaccinations and you know, what have you that I pay every year.
Okay.
Well, I don't understand why she wants me to pay for everything. If she's the breadwinner and she has all the money and she wants me to pay all the bills.
Well, Mr. Sanchez, you have countersued Mrs. Sanchez because you want one of the babies.
Well,
Right, you want one of the
I think
dogs.
that it's only fair. These are our babies. This is our family. And
Who
she
bought the
wants to break it
dogs?
up even though she doesn't take care of them at home. She may pay the vet bills. I understand that, okay? But there's been, I mean, who buys the food? Who takes care of them at home? You know, who picks up after them? Who does the raising? She may do the paying, but who's doing the raising and the loving of
The
them?
raising.
The only time she loves them is when I'm trying to get frisky with them.
I've never
I'm the
heard
only
it
one
called
who
raising
disciplines those
before.
dogs.
I've heard of training a dog or two, taking care of them, but I've never heard raising.
They're like our babies.
I get you. I get that.
And I'm the only one who does any discipline.
I came
That is
out
not true.
here
Okay.
with, I had one litigant 25, another litigant 40, and I figured I was going to have to tell somebody to grow up, and I am, and I'm going to tell you to grow up. This woman is holding it down. She's scared to death. She's doing what she can to make the money. She doesn't feel heard. She feels like you condescend to her. You don't listen to her. You don't know what she wants because you don't pay attention to what she wants. And since she doesn't get anything she wants, now she's pressing the baby issue. I think you got married too soon.
And I agree.
You know, 20 is awfully young to get married. He sold his wild oats. He's had an opportunity to play around and be silly. 20
Been married
is for
2
being
other times.
silly. Excuse me?
I said, and he was married 2 other times.
This is
before
your
me.
third wife?
Yes, Your Honor. And hopefully, I want her to remain my last and final forever wife.
Well, it's not looking good. I will say that. It's not looking good. Mrs. Sanchez, I can't give you money for the vet bills. You were the primary breadwinner. You own the dogs together. The vet bills are the vet bills. You paid them. You had to pay them. That's what it is. And I do believe, Mr. Sanchez, if you do part, he gets at least one dog.
He can have Nugget.
You can have Nugget. Judgment in favor of Mr. Sanchez for Nugget. There will be no recovery for Mrs. Sanchez. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Magen and Carlos continue to move forward with their divorce. Since leaving divorce court, their relationship further.